you have said, my motto in life is that I pray that I will be a channel of blessing to my generation. That has always been my motto, that in all that I do, that I'm going to touch lives. I am actually a slow beginner. I did not do very well when I was in school. It was when I got married and I started having my children that I began to be mature. And I began to see that the experiences of life around me gave me inspiration and gave me intelligence, so to speak. When I was in school, I was not really a good learner. I was just at the bottom of the ladder. I struggled to make it. But when I got more mature and I started having children and I started mingling with people, I saw the need that I had a native intelligence that made me begin to go back to school, that made me begin to see that just being an average person cannot really make a difference. So that is why I found myself, apart from being a teacher, I'm also a social worker. I also run a non-governmental organization, and I'm also a teacher of adult people and also a marriage counselor. I found out that in each of my education, I had a value to give. For example, when I went back to the teaching school, where I had my first degree in education, I learned about classroom management. I learned about going outside the classroom to reflect on students' life. For example, when you see a student that is not doing well, or a student that has dropped out of school, apart from your relationship with that student in class, you need to find out what is the problem. You need to find out as much as going get the details of the personal thing that is disturbing the students in order for you to bring back the child back to school. Because the joy of every teacher and lecturer is to see that the students that you start the class with, if they are 30 or 60, you ensure that the 60 of them graduate. And no one does not graduate because of inability to pay the school fees. Also, as a social worker, you go to all lengths to see that social issues, especially for those people that are around you, are things that you take care of. So that is what has made it encouraging for me, and that inspired me to go for further education in order to reach out to others. Apart from being a teacher and a trained classroom teacher, I also have a master's degree in social work. You know, all about us is social issues. What we are doing in this place now are issues that's about social development. And you cannot be a social worker without being trained as a social worker. In Nigeria now, there's no room for quackery because, you know, we have a law now that has to do with social work. There's a law that guides everything that we do. So you need to be guided by those laws in order for you not to inflict more problem on people when you are trying to solve the problems. So that is what that has enabled me to reach the peak of my career. Please permit me to close my video so that I can have a good interaction. Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my beloved brothers. I don't know if there's any other woman from Nigeria. And I also greet Doctor from India. And I also greet all other people that are listening to me from all the parts of the world. Firstly, let me thank Dr. Saheed Okoyemi Adebisi, Global Ambassador, Sustainability Promoters, and Sustainability Collaborators UK, and the former country manager, UNSD Solutions, Nigeria. I don't take for granted the opportunity to be a guest at this TSMI 4.0 tagged Redefining Modern Love for Catalyzing Sustainability and Prosperity for a Better World, and the release of the book titled Modern Romance. Thank you very much, Dr. Adebisi, for all that you are doing. Almighty Allah will continue to sustain you. Apart from my work in the sustainability and academic sectors, I have been a marriage course facilitator for the Catholic Church since 2015, having been trained in the Marriage, Family, and Human Life Unit of the Catholic Archdiocese of Lagos. And I talk to prospective couples on role and responsibilities of the family. That is why I'm comfortable with Dr. Said's book, because the areas that are touched in the book, for example, overcoming problems in modern relationships, the impact of broken relationships, even the healthy perspective on love, cultural and moral values, and every other areas that are touched in the book are part of the areas where we as marriage counselors or facilitators, as we call ourselves, touch on in our marriage classes. My own area of teaching for the marriage class is the role and responsibility of the family. That is the area where I talk about. And talking about love and sustainable development, for effective impact on sustainable development all over the world, our class, our profession, or our culture are worthless. For the world to achieve sustainability and to bring about a better world, the requirements of love cannot be overemphasized. Love is the thread that holds it all together. For a family, a community, or nations, or even our friendships to be fully alive, love should be our mission. We are created for joy. We are more than accidents of evolution. We are greater than the sum of our biology. We are not made to be alone. That is why the Bible says that when God created the human being, he first of all created the man and saw that it is not good for the man to be alone, and he created the woman. It is all for love. That is why I said that for love to achieve sustainability and bring about a better world, the requirements of love cannot be overemphasized. Therefore, I said that we are created for joy, that we are more than accidents of evolution, and that we are greater than the sum of our biology. Human beings need to complement each other. I'm sure you know that. That is why we have come together in this series to complement one another. You can see we have a doctor from India, we have people from Nigeria, and I'm sure people from all over the world are still going to join us. So friendship and community, these two satisfy that longing with bonds of common interest and love. Is what will bind us. If we do not encounter love, if we do not experience love and make it our own, if we do not participate intimately in it, our life will be baseless and there will be no sustainable development. I want to look at what Pope Francis said. He said, and I quote, "Promising love forever is possible when we perceive a plan that is bigger than our own ideas and undertaking." That is, when you have that love for that other person, then you can do all, and your own idea and undertaking. A plan that sustains us and enables us to surrender our future entirely to the one we love. I will take it again. That Pope Francis said that promising love forever is possible when we perceive a plan bigger than our own ideas and undertakings. A plan which sustains us and enables us to surrender our future entirely to the one we love. That is what we call agape love, when you look out for the other person. Unfortunately, these times are hard. We can see and we know it. In this present era of technological advancement and material wealth, love has been relegated to the background. Many people seek love, but most of us are confused because we don't know who to trust. Then when we say what is love, when we look critically, this love that we are talking about, what is it? Is it erotic love? Is it agape love? Is it love of give me, I give you? Is it love of rub my back and I rub your back? No. The set of emotions and behavior that is characterized by intimacy. When you're talking about love, there must be intimacy, there must be passion, and there must be commitment. That's why we are saying in sustainable development, leaders of nations have to be committed to the 17 goals of the SDGs. Goals of providing shelter for the person, our environment that is clean and neat, gender equality, talking about health issues, talking about what above sea and under the sea, everything that has to be about the SDGs, there must be commitment. Love also involves care. It involves closeness. It involves protectiveness. It involves attraction, affection, and trust. Love is most likely influenced by both biology and culture, because our cultural perspectives look at being your brother's keeper, and that is also all about love. Let us look at what is happening in the African context around us. The story of Mali is just around the corner. Burkina Faso. The latest one is the story of Niger Republic, talking about colonization, talking about meddling in countries' governance, stealing of resources of countries, oppression. All these has made countries to riots where citizens are maimed and killed. Is that love? Not love. Is that sustainable development? It's not sustainable development. Because these actions of colonization and theft of resources have left people to run abroad for greener pastures, leaving our countries devoid of family love and continuity. I'm a product of that. My last daughter, who finished school now, has been in the UK for many years. And she keeps on saying that, Mommy, many people are still coming. When you look at the social media yesterday, you see our youth, teeming youth at the VFF office looking for visa. Those that are supposed to participate in the economy of our country are all going abroad, seeking greener pastures. So for the world to achieve sustainability and to bring about a better world, the requirements of love cannot be overemphasized. Then talking about sustainability and sustainable development, let us look at the example of our environment. According to what our youth talked about just now, they said it's a youth champion, talking about green evolution, talking about green environment. We live in interesting times. For people and the forest we depend on to share this planet ours, we must cut overall consumption. And there are two basic options open to us. I'm sure that our youth will throw more light on it. Option one is more consumption for the favored few and increasingly critical deprivation of the rest. Because when the rich few consume without any result to our environment is depleted. Then option two is contraction and convergence towards a more equitable consumption patterns. Talking about JAPA, and I also liken to this sustainable development, especially concerning our environment, that the rich are busy depleting our resources and making life difficult for us. And then I talked that the second option that is more equitable consumption pattern is the best, which is synonymous to the universal sustainable development goal. In conclusion, I want to say that love is the world mission. Love should be the mission of the world. The book, The Modern Romance, Love, Lost, and Lessons, is without doubt tied to sustainable development. By now, it should be clear to all of us that love is our mission. As a Christian and a Catholic, my faith teaches that God created the human being in his own image and likeness. And God is calling us to existence through love and called us at the same time for love. Finally, There's no better time than now for reflection. I thank Dr. Adebisi, who has given us the opportunity to love one another. It is a message that has much to offer. Families, to bureaucrats, to diplomats and leaders, and all of us that have found ourselves in position of leadership and authority, with the task of steering humanity to a sustainable future. Thank you very much, Dr. Adebisi, for this opportunity.